Now, we've been promising you a van tour, and unfortunately Storm, was it Eowyn, put paid to that because of all the repairs we had to do on the house. What? Where's the roof? So here we are, and I did think that we would be doing this tour on our first trip away, and I was right. So without further ado, let's pop inside Manny. Here we go. Oh. Now, you'll have to bear with us a bit because we are on site, so it's kind of in a lived-in condition. But this is the lounge, also the bedroom, which I'll show you later. Really comfy. It's nice to have a bit more space than we can stand up. Look, we've got skylight at the top. Well, actually it's more of a sunroof because it's the windy up jobby ones. I'm not going to do it though because it's freezing. The one thing about this is the storage over the cab. I mean, look at that. It goes all the way down to the front. It's a black hole. And we've got our 2 boxes now with our clothing in. Found them in Home Bargains. They're the usual collapsible type. Comes with a lid. And those of you who have watched us before will know that we use sort of nylon packing cubes when we're in Buddy because they were squishy and we could squeeze them in. So we're going to replace our clothes squishy bags with this, and we'll have a bit more room so I'll be able to take more stuff. And the other thing is, look at this. They are, when she gets them in, they are absolutely perfect in the top here. And it's so deep, you could actually get another row behind. So, Bernie's, mine, towels, who knows? That's Blue's bag. All our bedding goes up there. There's room for our solar panel, for our power bank, which we have brought with us. We've just got this little, which I keep wanting to call it a jackery. It's an EcoFlow. I think it's 800 watt. It just runs the little night light there for Blue so he doesn't get scared. Now, when I was talking about storage, I omitted to mention that under this bench here is where we keep our sleeping bags and a toolkit that we always take with us, and any other bits and bobs like heaters. Now, I will agree, some people have said with the Mezan rather than the Roma home, having this cushion all in one piece does make it a little bit cumbersome. But we don't go in there often. All you have to do is lift it up like that. And as you can see down here, we keep our sleeping bags. And one of the plus points of this is we don't have to put them in the stuff sacks anymore. They just stuff in there. It's not a problem. And at the other end, as I say, we've got bits and bobs like the heater and a toolkit and Blue's towels and stuff. Not an issue to me really. See? Wasn't that difficult, was it? And it does make making the beds up a heck of a lot more easier than the videos I've seen of making up the Roma home. Now, I'm not knocking it. Everything has its pros and cons. The pros with the Roma home is all the cushions are separate, which means getting into these storage areas is a lot easier, a bit more practical. You don't want to be putting stuff in here that you're going to need all the time. But when it comes to making up the beds, this is simple. Now, one of the other things we've done, you have to excuse all these cables, but the van just comes with one socket there under the bench, which isn't very practical, so we need to increase our capacity for that when we're on mains. So all I did was I got this little block here from Amazon, It's got 3 main sockets in it, and I think it's got about half a dozen USBs in the top for charging phones, etc. And this thing here is a remote switch. Now we do have a heater in Manny. It's a diesel heater, but unfortunately it's not working at the moment, so it's something we're going to have to swap out because it's freezing and we need heat. And this was one of the reasons we decided to come on to a farm and have mains hook up so we could have some heat. So we're just running a little fan heater, and that remote switch means that we can turn the fan heater on when we're still in bed. All the other cables are actually for this little TV that our son bought us for Christmas, which is rechargeable, so it'll run on its own power. We can recharge it from the power bank, or you can plug it into the main, so that's what we're doing at the moment. One of the other advantages of this particular setup is having the double glazing, which means we don't get the condensation, and they also have built-in blinds that also come with the standard fly screen. And obviously we're going to have to do something about that because the wee Scottish midges will be through that in no time. We are keeping the cab partitioned off with the curtains because it keeps the heat in. We're not actually going to go anywhere today, so the cab's all blacked out. We've got internal blinds and we've also put an external blind on, and that will help keep the condensation down. Now you can probably see Bernie in the background there and Blue. I just asked them to leave so I could get a decent picture, but it's freezing, so I'm going to take pity on them and get them to come back in, because I can film the kitchen and the bathroom end from this side without them being in shot.
Get up there. We could do with that step really, couldn't we? When the chocks are up, couldn't we? Hey.
Hello, Blue. It's a bit parky out there, I was just saying.
It's a very cold breeze. Apart from that, isn't it?
Go on then.
There we go, muddy floors.
Oh, that's why we've got these.
They're not mud actually, it's grass.
This is why we've got these covers on to protect us from Blue. Hey, Blue. Hello. Are you going to say hello to everybody? Are you going to say hello? Hey, woof. You know I've got a camera, don't you? I want to be alone. Who was that actress that you said? Greta Garbo. Are you a bit of a Greta Garbo? Are you?
For a long time.
Yeah, right.
I'm just going to
Hello.
want a drink.
Hello, do you want a drink, Blue? I'm going to get you a drink. Yeah? Want a drink? Maybe not?
Oh, I think you will. Maybe coffee time anyway, won't it? For us?
And now for our kitchen plus bathroom area. Doubles up as both. We always put these covers on because we like to protect the glass. We always did it in Buddy and we'll continue to do it in Manny. So the usual. I think you have all seen a sink before. The usual pumped water. The only difference is with this one, we've got hot. Now I have made a couple of little additions here with these baskets. Because the side is all fiberglass, it really lends itself to these suckered on shower trays. I think I paid about, was it £3 for these, Bern?
Something like that at B&M.
That's £3 from B&M, so I put one on there. And also, no, it's not toilet roll, it's kitchen roll. And the reason we've got it short is A, because it won't go in the space, and B, we do this at home. If you chop your kitchen roll in half, you're going to save a load, because how often do you pull off a whole sheet? And you don't really need a whole sheet. So we always cut them in half, and that way they go twice as far. and it works really well in here. The other good thing about this is it's got this little shelf, so you can put a little pack of wipes on the top. Now, this cupboard here holds a bit of a secret we're not going to use, because it's a wardrobe with the smallest hanging rail ever. Must be under 6 inches long. But that is supposed to be a wardrobe, and it actually goes right down the back, down there. But we don't think it's practical, and we don't think we'll ever use it. So we're using it as our kind of bathroom cupboard at the moment. And Bernie being Bernie, bless him, it's got a little half shelf because of the bit that goes down the back. But we're going to extend that right the way across, because to us, that is a big waste of space. Because you all know the space we've come from, and storage space it's like gold dust. So we're going to change that. I do have a mirror. Talking about storage, these cupboards here are where we keep all our pots and pans, crockery, when I learn how to use them. I put all our pans into a plastic tub, because that way it's more like a drawer and they're not going to end up getting lost at the back of the cupboard. We've got an actual cutlery drawer, which we've never had before. We used to keep everything in the Tupperware, but there's quite a lot of space in there. So our favourite ridge monkey is in there. All our plates and bowls, everything's got like anti-slip stuff or kitchen roll around it to stop the rattles, because Blue doesn't like them and neither do we. Now that is a toilet roll, because down here is where the toilet is kept. And again, I have to learn how this door opens, but I'm getting there. It locks up with a little press stud to stop it flapping down when you want to use the loo. And then the loo stores in there, and you can just pull it out, pop it in this space here and use it. Now you're probably thinking, what about privacy? Well, they've got that covered, because you've got this. Totally blocks off the whole area, so you're private. And yes, I've changed the shower curtain because I didn't like the other one. And there's Bernie and Blue sitting really calmly just wondering what the heck I'm doing. So the other thing, I'll just pull the curtain out of the way. The other thing is you have a little bit more space, because these on a little clip and they flap down. So you've got extra prep space if you want to use it for the kitchen area. But if you want to put your toiletries and everything on there, job's a good one. Thought about it really well. I guess that's what you get. I mean, the Roma homes are probably the same, aren't they, Bern?
I think the Roma home does have them. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, they do, don't they? So I'll pop that, stow that away again in a second. It just goes into that clip at the back there. And now onto the kitchen. And turning exactly 90 degrees from the bathroom area is the main cooking and prep area. Again, we've got the black on to protect the glass, and we also have a silicone mat that we put the kettle back on. And believe it or not, in that position on one of our non-slip trays that we also have, that kettle doesn't go anywhere when we're driving. Well, it hasn't yet anyway. So it's just the usual smoked hob, 2-burner hob with electronic ignition, And I don't know why it's pinking. Every time I lift that up, it pinks. That's weird. And again, I've made use of some of these shower trays that's fastened to the wall. That one doesn't go anywhere. And this one with a little pot with all my utensils in. So I don't have to keep opening the cupboards all the time. Top here we've got more storage. And this is where we keep all our food. Get quite a lot in there. Obligatory biscuits. All those tins. So I would say that this cupboard here, Bernie, would you agree it's the same capacity as Buddy's two?
Oh, definitely the window cupboards we had on Buddy, yeah.
Where we used to keep everything.
Yeah. Might even be a little bit more on there actually.
They are deeper, aren't they?
Deeper, aren't they?
Oh look. We forgot we were supposed to be having those for breakfast.
Mini pancakes. Mini
pancakes tomorrow without fail. Now if you're wondering what these are, they're actually my old mobile phone camera mounts that are suckered to the wall, but they come in handy for hanging your tea towels and stuff on, or your coats. And going down here, oh, something we haven't had before, guys, is a grill. Now it's not an oven, it is just a grill, but we'll take that. And underneath is the usual motorhome 3-way fridge. It works on 12 volt, we're on mains at the moment, or if you're off grid there is the gas function at this end. And I'm not sure about the capacity. I'm not exactly sure how much it holds. I keep thinking the light should come on when you open the door, but it doesn't. But I think it does hold more than our little compressor fridge. But I used to love that fridge in Buddy. You could get so much in it. It's all about learning. There's an ice box there and there's absolutely nothing in it. Maybe need to try that out and get some ice cream. And basically, guys, the lock, so it doesn't come out when you're travelling. Oh, Bernie's just reminded me. I forgot all about it. This side also has the flip down. So you can, you have to forgive me because I put those covers on. It makes it a bit difficult. But with that side down and the other side down, you've got a lot of prep area. Ever wondered how you can keep all those little foodie bits out of your waste tank? Well, I use this idea at home, so I thought I'd use it in the van. So I've just got a little soap dish stuck to the side of the sink. I put 2 layers of kitchen roll in it, pour the water through it, and it sieves out all the bits. And it saves all that rubbish getting into your waste tank and causing issues. Now this is the table that's come with the Mezan. It's quite big, it's quite long, it's very cumbersome, and it's got these legs on the bottom, which means it's going to restrict your way of getting in. It's not particularly stable, so that's probably going to be one of the first things that we try to change, because you do know how we like to change things. And there's one more little problem with it. It's quite weighty. We're no spring chickens, and you've got to get it up there into that storage area. I don't fancy having to drag that down every time and get these legs folded out and drop it down the middle. So we're going to have to put our thinking caps on and come up with something. Now, I was talking about the table that came with this setup, and it was huge, and as you've seen from the previous footage, it was very unwieldy, shall we put it that way. So we did say that would be the first thing that we changed before we went away anywhere. And Bernie being Bernie, we've come up with a solution, and Bernie's popped it in the floor. I say popped, it's never just a case of popping, is it? And this is it. It's a Sequoia, I can't say that. It's a flush plate that screws into the floor, so you don't actually need to have a recess. It's got the usual plastic cover, but as you can see from that fitting there, there's a table leg that actually screws into that. So I'll get that down from the above cab area and I'll show you how it works. Now this is the leg. As you can see, it's got the matching, not indentations, what do you call those? Fitments that will then go into that floor plate. Just twist it till it finds its seating. There's a little collar around the bottom here, and you tighten that. Just, you know, not over tight. Gets a bit gritty as well. We've found you need to keep that clean. And then obviously it's just a standard pole table. And I keep the table up there. And you've just got the standard hole that you would normally have fitting. Sounds like better than hole. And that literally just goes on the top. There we go. It's pretty firm, and that's I think it's a 700mm table, which is just perfect. So Bernie puts his lunch there and I put my lunch at this end. Job's a good one. And to get past it you can swivel it a little bit so you can get in and out. It works for, I've just undone the bottom, so excuse the wobble. If you tighten that collar up at the bottom it won't do that, trust me. So that's just a better solution. It's so much lighter. It's not a pain to actually put it back up. And cooked. And when you're ready to put it away, you just lift the top off, stow it back up top there, job sorted. And when you're finished, you just take it off, flip it over, store it back up top. Job's a good one. Your pillows back. Job sorted. And then you just do it all in reverse. You unscrew the collar at the bottom, twist the pole, and hey presto, and that goes up there as well. So much easier than that big table that came with it, because you had to manhandle it out at the top there, then you had to fold the legs out, and there isn't a lot of room to do that. That is a game changer. The bed is made up using 4 aluminium slats that actually store in the side compartments, and they fit into some grooves that are already moulded into the side benches. Now, as she lounges on this bench, you'll have to bear with me because we've never made this up as a double. We've never intended to use it as a double, because all we do is put a top section in here for our blue to sleep on. So we usually just put one of these in here. And we call that made. So you've got 2 singles, and then you've got the space at the bottom of the bed to get up if you need to during the night. Now putting these in the middle wouldn't work to make it a double, because they are hard at one side and soft at the other. So what they recommend that you do is just take that out. Now I'm probably making this look more complicated than it is, but it isn't, because all you need to do is pull the big long cushions to the middle, like so. Bearing in mind you won't be filming this, you'd be just stood at the end, so it'd be easier to do. Pull it to the middle, and then the cushions that you've pulled off go down each side, like so. They go down the side. You can choose which side you want to do, obviously. And then these spare ones, you just whack them in the cab. Now that's a sizable double bed. Now if you're taller than me, I mean I'm 5'2" and Bernie's 5'8", but I believe that these beds will fit somebody up to 6 foot by adding this extra piece up here. It just clips in. There's 2 retaining clips at either side, and then you lift it out, and that goes. You do need to drop the front seat a little bit on the passenger side and lower the seat on the driver's side. There's actually a little ledge there with some velcro, and then if you put your seats back up against it, that just gives you an extra, I would say, 4 or 5 inches. There you go. I would say with that extension in, I've got about a foot at the bottom of the bed. Now you can see at the bottom where my feet are, I've got at least a foot. In fact, I can go a bit higher up. There we go. So I would say if you're up to 6 foot tall, you wouldn't have a problem with this bed. And if we didn't prefer to have access to the loo during the night by leaving the middle section out, we'd have it like this. But there again, second thoughts, we probably wouldn't. We'd just have 2 singles. But bless him, Blue has his spot, and it's always here in between the 2 of us. So I think that concludes this van tour, and to be honest, I've got so comfy on this bed that I think I'll just stay here. But I better not. I better get up, put it away, and go and get on with the editing of this van tour. So we hope you've enjoyed this video, and we hope you've found it useful, and even if a little entertaining, because things don't always go to plan, do they? So see you next time, guys.